Good morning, sport enthusiasts and sport followers, wherever you are listening to this super dial, Ekiti FM 91.5, Ilokun Ado Ekiti. It is the last installment for the week, sport update on Ekiti FM 91.5, Ilokun Ado Ekiti. Thank God it's Friday. We are here this morning once again to serve you better, to give you the latest and the hottest in the world of sports. Lace your boots, get your jerseys ready. Let me take you around the world of sport in just 30 minutes. Sunday Adeyemo is my name. Keep the dialogue. I'll be right back. All right, no time to waste time. Let's set the ball rolling this morning, and we are going to the cricket. Nigerian women senior cricket team, the female yellow green, are currently in camp. Nigerian women senior cricket team, the female yellow green, are currently in 14 days open camp at the High Performance Center in Benin City, ahead of the next month 2026 ICC Women's T20 World Cup African qualifier in Namibia. The Nigerian Cricket Federation has invited 22 players to camp ahead of the division's first qualifier, which will be held from August 28 to September 7. The players in Nigerian camp are a bunch of stars from the ICC Under-19 Women T20 World Cup, which was held earlier this year in Malaysia, as well as other regulars and newly invited players. The players include Captain Favour Esiegbe, Salome Sunday, Esther Sandy, Sarah Etim, Lucky Piety, Peculiar Agboya, Kehinde Amusa, Victory Igbinedion, Christabel Chiwonze, Shola Adekunle, Rachel Samson, Lillian Ude, Anointed Hahigbe, and Peace Hussein. Others are Omosigo Egunakun, Abigail Igbobi, Rukayat Abdulrazak, Deborah Bassi, Abibat Oromeye, Ayomide Abdulrazak, and Urante Divine. The team, which will be led by Coach Leke Oyede, Nigeria will battle Zimbabwe, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Namibia, and other two teams from Division 2. The top two teams from African qualifier will advance to the global qualifier, which will be played later in the year. The 2026 Women T20 Cup will be played in England. From cricket, let's talk athletics this morning. Defending champion Team South Africa have acknowledged that host Nigeria will be a challenge, even as they promise not to let up their dominance of the African athletics as the 2025 CAA Under-18 Under-20 Championship beckons in Abeokuta, Ogun State. The Rainbow Nation said it is ready to make a statement with the young athletes. They will parade in the championship holding at the MKO Abiola Sport Arena, Abeokuta, from July 16 to 20. From the maiden CAA Under-18 Under-20 Championship in Ivory Coast in 2019, South Africa have beaten off strong competition from Nigeria and Kenya in both categories. Though Nigeria and Kenya's officials are optimistic of making adjustment to the calculation this time in Abeokuta. South Africa is parading World Junior Championship in men's 100 meters by Yanda Wadza, Njambolo Umbatha, and 400 meters Tumi Ramakopo. And women's 100 meter are determined to maintain the status quo. Host Nigeria will be represented by 110 athletes, comprising 60 males and 50 females. I think Nigeria this time around is battle ready to challenge South Africa. Not even when the competition is taking place at our backyard here, MKO Abiola Sports Arena in Abeokuta. Still on sports updates on Ekiti FM 91.5, away from athletics and go to the table to play table tennis, the one they call ping pong. Aruna Quadri's hope of deep run at the 2025 US match came to an end in Las Vegas overnight as Japan Tamakazu Arimoto came from behind to win a pulsating round of 32 contest 3-2 in yet another chapter of their rivalry. In a match that lasted 37 minutes under light of the Maverick Arena, third seed Arimoto rallied from 1-2 down to outclass the Nigerian star, winning 11-1, 8-11, 8-11, 11-8 and 11-5 to book his place in the round of 16. Aruna had fought back brilliantly after a disastrous opening game where Arimoto raced into an 8-0 lead and closed it out at 11-1. The African number one recovered superbly in the second and third game, combining his explosive forehand with well-placed serve to win both the same 11 margin, turning the match on its head and taking it to 2-1 lead. But Arimoto, the world number 4, showed why he remained one of the sport's most complete players, responding with clinical precision in the fourth game, pulling away 8-8 to seal it 11-8 and force a decider. The final game saw the 22-year-old Japanese star seize control early, winning 5 of the first 7 points and never relinquished the lead. Despite a brave fight back from Aruna to narrow the gap to 5-9, Arimoto maintained composure and close out the game at 11-5. It was their 7th meeting in 6 years and their 3rd consecutive match to go to the decider. Arimoto has won their last meeting at the WTT Star Contender in Doha in straight games, but Aruna famously triumphed 3-2 in Frankfurt late last year. The latest defeat means Aruna has now lost 5 of their 7 meetings, though he remained one of the few players to have beaten Arimoto multiple times in the WTT circuit. From table tennis, let's go to the boxing ring. Nigerian-American boxer Emeka Nwokolo will make his ring return on July 18 when he faces Puerto Rican fighter Gerard dos Santos at the Pagan Resort and Casino in California, USA. The WBA North American Boxing Association super welterweight champion has been preparing for his comeback fight against De Los Santos, who carried a record of 15 wins, 2 losses and 2 draws. The 31-year-old Los Angeles-based fighter will be looking to extend his winning streak when he stepped into the ring against experienced Puerto Rican boxer Nwokolo entered the contest riding on a high confidence following his impressive recent performance. His last outing saw him successfully defend his WBA title with a devastating second-round knockout victory over British-Polish boxer Nathan McTosh on April 28 at the Match Mutual Center in USA. The impressive performance marked Nwokolo's 7th consecutive victory, further cementing his status as one of the division's most formidable champions. The victory took his performance record to 14 wins and 1 loss, with 12 of those victories coming by knockout. The son of Nigerian boxing legend Charles Nwokolo had entered this contest after recovering from a hand injury and had temporarily sidelined him earlier this year. We wish him all the best. From the boxing ring, let's go to the football pitch. And let's go straight to Morocco, where the African Women Cup of Nations is currently going on. The Super Falcons, they secured their place in the quarterfinal. Super substitute Chiwendu Ezo scored an 89-minute winner to hand Nigeria a narrow 1-0 victory over Botswana in their Group B clash at the 2025 Women's African Cup of Nations on Thursday. The match, played at the La Zaoli in Casablanca, saw Nigeria dominate possession but struggled to find the breakthrough against a well-organized Botswana side. Ezo launched onto a low cross from Esther Okoronko and tapped in at the back post. A second goal of the tournament, securing the Super Falcons a spot in the quarterfinals. Botswana, on the other hand, showed resilience and almost stunned the Nigerian with dangerous attempts from Balotelli Jones and Leonie Maoli, both of which were handled by goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie. Nigeria now advanced to the knockout stage, while Botswana faces a tough battle to keep their WAFCON hopes alive. Congratulations to Super Falcons. They've booked their place in the quarterfinal. Away from AFCON, and let's go straight to Wimbledon. Iga Swiatek breaks into the first Wimbledon final on Thursday, but hope of a dream match with world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka were dashed when the top seed was stunned by Amanda Anisimova. 5-time Grand Slam champion Swiatek, not previously known for her prowess on grass, demolished former Olympic champion Belinda Bencic 6-2, 6-love in just 71 minutes. In backing conditions, Swiatek caught a Swiss opponent cold, raising into a 3-0 lead, and never relinquished her grip against her 35th ranked opponent. Bencic, who won gold at the Tokyo Olympic in 2021, at least got on the board in the first set, but in the second set, the rampant Swiatek went up another gear and her opponent had no answers. Swiatek had largely gone under the radar at this year's Wimbledon, dropping just one set while every seed above her has been eliminated. 4 of her 5 major wins have come on the clay of the French Open, with her previous best performance at Wimbledon a run to the quarterfinal in the 2023. She made her first grass court final at Bad Hamburg just 2 weeks ago and is now into the second final on the surface. Swiatek has won 5 of her Grand Slam final, but standing in the victory of 6 major titles is Anisimova in their first professional meeting. In the other semi-final game, Anisimova, the American 13th seed, shattered Sabalenka's Wimbledon title bid with a 10-6-4, 4-6, 6-4 victory. World number 1 Sabalenka had reached a previous 3 Grand Slam final, but came up short against Anisimova, who matched her blow for blow in a bruising encounter lasting just 2.5 hours. The 23-year-old, who has an impressive 6-3 winning record against Sabalenka, won the first set, but the Belarusian hit back to level. Anisimova was hailed as a teenage sensation after reaching the 2019 French Open semi-final at just 17. But in 2023, she took an 8-month break from the court for mental health reasons, tumbling out of the top 400. This last year, she was on comeback trail but was ranked too low to get into the Wimbledon main draw and failed to qualify. On Thursday, she became the only second player in the Open era to reach a women's final at a Grand Slam after losing in qualifying at the previous year's event. The defeat was a bitter blow for Sabalenka, who has still never been beyond the semi-final of Wimbledon. The 27-year-old won last year's US Open to collect her 10 majors, her third major, but suffered agonizing defeat in the French Open of this year's and Australian Open. It has been a turbulent year for world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka. All is now set for Wimbledon women's singles final between Iga Swiatek and Anisimova of USA. And in the men's semi-final today, it will be a titanic battle between world number 1 Jannik Sinner and Novak Djokovic. And in the other semi-final match, the Prince of Clay, who has determined to rule on grass this time around, talking about Carlos Alcaraz and American Flex. Let's see who will get to the final. Will it be a repeat of last year, where Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz got to the final, or we will have another finalist this time around at Wimbledon? still on Sport Update on Ekiti FM 91.5, Ilokun Ado Ekiti from Wimbledon. Let's come back to Nigeria and talk our own local football here. Warri Wolves, Wiki Tourist and Kun Khalifa and Barao FC have earned promotion to Nigerian Premier Football League following the conclusion of the group phase of the 2025 National League Super 8 playoff in Asaba. The 4-team finished as top 2 side in Group A and B. After 3 rounds of matches held in Asaba, Wiki Tourists, who were relegated from the NPFL in 2023, marked their return to the top flight with an emphatic 4-0 win over Yobe Desert Star in their final group game. Forward Wonderson delivered a standout performance, scoring a first half hat-trick and providing an assist for Alba's goal, as the Bauchi club top Group A with 5 points and a superior goal difference. Barao FC also made their way to the top tier after a 2-0 victory over Doma United. Meanwhile, in Group B, Warri Wolves overcome an early opening loss to Osun United to win their next 2 matches, finishing with 6 points and +3 goal difference. The Delta State side under coach Napoleon Aluma returned to the NPFL after an extending spell outside the top tier division. Kun Khalifa, representing Imo State, also posted 6 points after defeating Crown FC and Osun United in their opening and closing group matches, respectively. Their progress will also mark a historic debut in the NPFL. Wiki now meets Wolves in the NNL Super 8 final on Sunday, July 12, to determine the overall champion of the second tier league. The 4 promoted team will replace Atlant, Aqua United, Sunshine Stars and Lobby Stars, who dropped to the NLL following the end of the 2024-2025 NPFL campaign. NPFL chairman Benga Elegbeleye has confirmed that the new season will begin on August 22 and conclude on May 24, 2026. He said the fixed calendar reflects the league's growing commitment to improve professionalism, structure, and planning. Congratulations to the newly promoted side, Kun Khalifa, Warri Wolves, Barao FC, and Wiki Tourists of Bauchi. Alright, let's serve you this last story before we leave the studio. Nigerian Super Eagles have dropped 1 place to 44 in the latest FIFA ranking, released on Thursday, getting to 8.91 points to reach a total of 1,484 points. The slight improvements followed their recent performance, including 2 draws and a win in their last match window. The Super Eagles, who were previously ranked 43, sit behind Paraguay and ahead of Cote d'Ivoire, who dropped 4 places to 45 with 1,483 points after a series of less favorable results. Globally, Argentina ranked the top spot despite losing 0.8 points. Followed closely by Spain, who climbed to second place after gaining 12.45 points. France sits third, while England, Brazil ran on the top 5. Portugal and the Netherlands each climbed 1 spot to 6th and 7th respectively, with Portugal posting the highest point, gaining among the top 10 with 20.45. Okay, time is not always our friend anytime we are talking sports. This would be the destination for us to stop this morning. Sport Update returns next week, Monday. Tunde Adeyemo is my name. Bye-bye.